Hello everyone, welcome to another Barb Stamps video. Today I want to show you how to make this card using the Nailed It bundle, and this is my third card that I've done a video for using this bundle, and I really love this bundle. It's so fun, and I really wanted to make a card for the girls. There's been a lot of cards, you know, for men, dads, boyfriends, husbands, son, whatever. But I thought, you know, girls use tools too. You know, we fix lots of stuff, so we should have a card for us. So anyway, I created this card using pink pirouette and smoky slate, a little bit of basic gray back there, and then on the inside I just added another piece of the designer series paper and a few little nuts and bolts. I'm using the Nailed It bundle, which is the Nailed It stamp set and the Build It framelits to create this card. And in the stamp set I'm going to use the saw, the kind of play on words that goes with the saw that says, "I knew I liked you the first time I saw you," hee hee hee. The screw, the nut, and the screw head are the stamps that we're going to be using. And then we're going to be using the saw die and this other little fancy die that makes the tag for the greeting. So let's get started here. So I've got some little scrap pieces here that I'm going to do some stamping on. I'm going to use my Memento Black. So we'll get this saw inked up here. And I'll stamp it on my smoky slate and my pink pirouette. And then I've got my greeting here that I'll stamp on this little scrap of Whisper White. That looks pretty good. Oh, like so. Alright, so now I'm going to die cut these pieces. Bring in the big shot here. Alright, so I can only do one of these at a time because the saw just does one piece at a time. And I don't really need to worry about the handle on the saw on this gray piece because I'm only looking for the blade to be lined up nice. And then I'm going to center this little tag over my greeting here. Add my clear cutting pad, and then we'll get this to run through. Okay, so here's the smoky slate saw, and then here is our little tag. Isn't that cool? It actually makes this kind of embossed border around the words here. So you get the tag shape and this embossed border. So that's really cool. Alright, and now we need to do the pink one. And so this one I'm going to pay more attention to the top, the handle, than the blade. Get that where I want it, and I'll just kind of shove that into the machine. Okay, and then there is the other saw that we need. Get this stuff out of the way. Alright, so for the saws, we need the blade for one of them and the handle for the other. So you can see I've got the pink handle on top of the blade. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just kind of cut this handle, this pink one, and I'm going to cut really close to that line, that black line, so that when I lay it on the gray piece, it lines up really nicely. I may have to bring this a little closer to my old eyeballs so I can get all that off. Basically, I just want to get it so there isn't any pink, so hold on. Alright, so here is our pink handle. We're going to glue that onto the gray handle so it just looks like one continuous saw. Get a little glue here. Just add a little bit, whoops. Butterfingers, old eyeballs, and butterfingers. That's Barb. Alright, so we're going to just glue that right up to that line on the gray. And then it looks like we have a little bit of gray at the top here that isn't quite covered up. So I'm just going to bring some snips in here and just kind of cut that off because I don't need that, so it doesn't matter how it looks on the back. Okay, So now we can pretty much just do our assembly. So what I've got here is I've got a piece of basic gray cardstock that measures 3.5 by 5. And then my piece of the pink pirouette polka dot from the Subtles Designer Series paper stack. This measures slightly smaller at 3 and, what is it? 3.5, 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. So I went, about 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around. Okay, get some glue on there. And then glue those together. Okay. And you'll see that I have some ribbon wrapped around here, easy peasy. So I've got my smoky slate, skinny stitched ribbon here. What is this real word? What is the real name? Smoky slate 1/8 inch stitched ribbon. It's really cool. And so I have that stuck on there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of snail. Actually, we'll go fast fuse. We're going to do some fast fuse on the back here. Oops. Get it rolled up. Fast fuse on the back. And then I'll just stick my ribbon to the fast fuse. Get it where I want it, about like that. Roll it over the back and stick it onto the fast fuse. Same thing here. I'm just going to kind of run it down that line of polka dots. Bring it to the back and stick it onto the fast fuse. Okay, and then I have a little bow there, and I'm going to show you my little cheater way of making a bow. I like to do this. I leave it on the spool. I make like a bunny ear, and then I fold up and make another bunny ear. And when I'm making these bunny ears, I'm not twisting or turning the ribbon. It's completely flat. So it starts out flat against the other ribbon. It continues flat, make the loop, and against the ribbon. Okay. And then all you do is you just wrap these two around and just pull the loops into a bow. And then you just manipulate it until it's the size that you want it to be. So simple. How big do I want it? Maybe about like so. I need some scissors. I wonder if these will work, if they're sharp enough. Of course not. Hold on. Get my other scissors here, and we'll just snip these ends off. Like so. And then all I need to do is just get a mini glue dot. I'm going to press my bow onto the mini glue dot here. And then I can just add that to my card where I want the bow to be. So, about right there is about where I want it. Okay, so there's kind of a cheater bow for you. Then we're going to add the saw, but now I've lost it. Oh, it's right here. Saw. I think my glue is getting a little bit clogged here. We may have to switch to something else. Alright, put the saw right there. Our little label. Add the label with some dimensionals. Okay. We're going to put it on about like so. And now for something super cool. Can you see this? These little nuts. Can you see how they're kind of raised and shiny? I know. Cool, right? I'm going to show you how I did that. I've got a little scrap piece of pink pirouette here. Got the little nut stamp and our smoky slate ink. So I'm just going to stamp a few of these nuts onto this cardstock. Okay, so you can see that's easy enough. And then I've got an 1/8 inch circle punch, hole punch, and I'm going to punch out the centers of all of these little nuts. So I'm just kind of lining up with my eyeballs. You know, I'm just kind of putting that little point of the punch down there in the hole and punching. That's pretty close. So it's just eyeballing it to try to get it just right. Another one. We'll do that to all of them. I'll just do these 3 and then we'll move on. Need to bring in a silicone mat here. And our silicone craft sheet, excuse me, I should get my terminology right. Move my ink pad out of the way. Okay, so we're zoomed in so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. That I've got my fine tip glue pen, okay? I'm going to pull this out, get some glue to come down, And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add glue. Make sure I'm in the frame here. To these little nuts. Okay. You kind of want to make you want to punch this hole the middle out before you do this, because you won't be able to punch it out after this dries. So I'm just running the liquid, or the fine tip glue onto those little guys. Now you need to allow those to dry. Put my glue away here so it doesn't dry out. You're going to need to allow these to dry, and it might take, oh, I don't know, maybe an hour. So I did some earlier today, so these are done and ready to be cut out. So we'll get rid of those. And then all I'm going to do to cut them out is just snip around each side of the nut. Okay. So it's pretty easy cutting. It's all straight lines. Oh, am I even in the frame? Good Lord, you guys, sorry about that. I do that a lot. Trying to make sure I can see what I'm doing, but then maybe you can't. So then here we have it, this super cute little nut that's shiny and raised. I'm going to zoom back out. And then all you have to do is add just a tiny bit of glue to these guys, a little bit on the back there. Bring in your card, and then you're just going to stick them wherever you want them. So there's one. I'll cut out another one here. See, I made quite a few. I actually did this card for a swap, so I made, I don't know, 21 of these little guys, I guess. 3 per card. So it really doesn't take that much time at all once they're dry, you know, to get them on. I should be using my little dowel with my poster putty on there, because I have no fingernails, none whatsoever. And doing some things with no fingernails is very difficult. But I digress. Okay, the last one. Scissors off, flip that over, add a little bit of glue to the back. Just enough to get it wet. It'll stick pretty well for you. And then we've got that, just like that. Bring in my card base here. This is a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock, scored at 5.5 inches. Where's my ball folder? Get that burnished. And so for this, I kind of added it to the front of the card at a little bit of an angle. So it's just a little bit offset. I thought that looked kind of cool. Offset that just a hair. Try to make sure that it's even though. Okay. And then on the inside, I've got a 4 1/4 by 5, or 4 by 5 1/4, excuse me, a piece of Whisper White. I've got a little tiny 3/8 inch strip of the patterned paper. I'm just going to line that up right on the edge of my white layer here. And then we'll add this to the inside of the card. Wait a second, make sure I get it in the right spot. Jeez. So we'll get that lined up about like so. And then for my final little embellishment, I've got the little screw and the screw head. I'm going to move my little nut over to this clear block, bring in my smoky slate ink, and then just try to copy what I did on this one here, like so, like that, and then how about like that, and then that's it, and the card is done. So yay, the Nailed It bundle can be used for girls too, not just guys. You know what else I just thought you could do with your liquid glue or your fine tip glue pen? You could put little blobs of glue right there where the saw is put together, and then just let that dry. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I'll try not to touch it. Alright, can you guys see what I'm doing? Hopefully we both can see. Screws or something that are in this saw. Ooh, tiny, tiny little drops. Ooh, yay! So you can't really see it, or maybe you can, but we'll let that dry, and that's going to look really cool. So, as always, if you liked the video and you learned anything, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe my tip on bow tying, my tip on making shiny nuts, ooh, does that sound bad, was a great tip for you. So thumbs up, I always appreciate that. Please subscribe to my channel. There's a little subscribe button right here. And then over here is a little notification bell. And if you click on that, then when I upload new videos, you'll be notified that the videos are available. As always, if you want to purchase any supplies to create any of the projects that I show you, I would love to earn your business to shoppingwithbarb.com. Every month I do offer a gift with purchase. So check that out on my blog at barbstamps.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.